Found some gold.
Ew, a coin.
So the conservationists now, the more they find, the more the conservationists in Canada.
In Canada? Canada?
Is it really important that I get that right?
Nope.
Are we hot and live now?
We are hot and live.
Right, we're not going to talk about. We're not talking about whatchamacallit.
Canada.
Canada or Oak Island.
Oak Island.
Oak Island. All right. How's my microphone?
Talk to me.
Talk.
Good to go.
All right.
Well, you were starting to say something. You can't just stop mid-sentence. I mean, I know.
I have to do the Geaux Rouge stuff.
Yeah, I know, but, well, all right.
So they found some gold in Oak Island, but the
Yeah.
conservationists in Canada are now like, we don't want you destroying indigenous stuff. And so they're kind of putting the brakes on some stuff. What's the number?
499-1073.
499.
1073.
Okay. So YouTube, how's it going? How's it going, YouTube? This is episode. Are you sitting down?
Studio.
Episode 100. 100 episodes.
I'm good. Who was this again? Oh, hey. Sorry. We crackled on you when you said it. Hang tight. We're going to get started in just a minute, okay? Thanks. All right.
Who's that?
Do I? I don't know.
Is it a surprise?
They're all surprises. From
Call in at 225-499. What's the last four numbers?
1073.
Oh, like 107.3. Hey, I just never made that connection. How about that?
I was today years old.
Dude, it's hard being me. You just don't understand. All right, so how's today's episode going to work? You sitting down? You ready? So we've done 100 of these things. And so today we're going to flip the script a little bit. We are going to talk a little bit about the history of how this show got started. How did I start Geaux Rouge? Brian's going to ask me some questions about that. We're going to talk about some of our past episodes, and then we're going to do something we don't ever do, Brian. We're going to field phone calls. We're going to field phone calls from listeners and past guests that just want to call in and do some shout-outs. That's going to be how we celebrate our 100th episode. So it won't entirely be about me, but it will kind of be about me.
I mean,
it's always about me.
As opposed to?
Wow. You know, I try really hard for it to not always be about me, but it's always about me. So you should have heard the Brian Haldane show this morning. Man, oh man, was it about me?
It was a good segment this morning.
I was in rare form.
I'm shocked we kept it that dialed in.
So I like talking about law. Don't get me wrong. I love talking about the law. But I also like talking about some of the best things and best people in Baton Rouge. And it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun doing 100 episodes. And so, yeah, this will be different. This will be a little different. Anyways, we're going to kick this off in a second. If you guys are listening in, if you want to leave a comment or something, you can certainly do that. So yeah, I've been doing this for like 2 years now.
Right.
Like two long years. Flat time, day for day, once a week. Is the Geaux Rouge thing up behind me? No, it's not.
Oh, no, hang on.
Didn't start that right. You get what you pay for at 107.3. So, if there is something you want to chat about today, love advice,
grave danger,
food, music, Jada Cody, Matt Moscona. You want to talk anything, we can talk about it today. Everything's fair game. Brian Haldane's on topic. Richard Condit from the Eagle.
Condit.
Conshit.
Wow.
Actually, Richard and I have become buddies.
Yeah.
Like it's like the real Richard is actually the real Richard is a very nice human being.
He is.
Yeah. Oh goodness gracious. It's okay.
I'm almost there.
Just for once, I'd like to start actually at 11 o'clock, Brian.
Well, good. Then I have a minute and 10.
You have a minute 10.
You know what I'm going to do here? Watch this.
You're going to make it wait. Maybe wait.
I'm going to wait a minute 30. Come on now. There we go. I'm doing that one instead. We're going to go with the website. Look
Okay.
at that. That looks good.
Yeah, except look at the YouTube.
Do what?
Just look at the YouTube, though. That's actually, I don't have a problem with that. You just need to out it a little bit, come out a little bit with it. Or you can leave it where it is. It doesn't matter.
Why are you not popping up? Oh, subscriptions. There it is. Nope, not that remote.
Let's kick this pig. Let's fire this off. Let's do 100. I feel like I felt on the last mile. I feel like I felt on the last mile of my 6-mile run. Yeah, that's right. I'm bringing up the Tiger 10K again.
I asked you on Wednesday. I said 110K. You're not going to be that guy, are you?
It's the gift that keeps giving all year round.
You insist on being that guy. That guy. Oh, by the way, sorry if you're watching on YouTube and you are unfamiliar with the surrounding content. As soon as you left this morning, I had Moscona on. You know what he led with?
What?
Hey, you want to come with me later, Haldane? I'm going over to Catholic High to look at the state championship trophy.
Did you mention that you had another Catholic guy on there?
Yeah, no. Well, after that, I did. After I was like, you know what? I just got one of you orange and black fools out of here.
Catholic High just won the state championships. That's my alma mater, baby.
Yeah. All right. I'm killing the mic so I can start the music. Here we go.
All right, welcome to the Geaux Rouge radio show. This is episode 100. 100 episodes, 2 years of doing the Geaux Rouge radio show. This is your host, Franz Borkhardt. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening on Talk 107.3, welcome to the circus. Welcome to the show. For those who don't know, the Geaux Rouge show is a show that celebrates the best parts about Baton Rouge. If you listen to the bump music we just had now, it kind of explains it. But so, yeah. I'm a local criminal defense attorney. I practice criminal law throughout the state of Louisiana. And about 2 years ago, I was invited to start this radio show. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about how that came to be, what Geaux Rouge is. We're going to talk a little bit about me. And then we're going to take some calls in from listeners and past guests. I know we have one sitting on the...
Actually, yeah, and I don't want to leave them sitting on for very long. And
so let me thank the show sponsors, and we'll get them right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get at it. So... The Geaux Rouge Show is brought to you by the following show sponsors. La Divina Italian Cafe, open every day with your custom-made from scratch breakfast. Definitely check them out. Dr. G, Dr. Gunja Reyna at MD VIP at Heal 360. Check her out at www.drreyna.com. Concierge Medicine has been a life changer and a lifesaver for me. I love her to death. She's been a guest on the show at least twice. And last but not least, the Borkhardt Law Firm, the finest criminal defense firm in the metaverse. So, Brian, we're going to take calls. We're going to talk about Geaux Rouge. Who's our first call?
The reason I didn't want to leave this caller waiting on long is because over the course of the last 100 episodes, I have learned that you have an absolute obsession with the Junior League of Baton Rouge.
I do.
Well,
Junior League. Do I need to press the button?
I got it.
All right. Hey, who am I talking to?
Hi,
Who's this?
Jasmine Johnson, chairman of Touch a Truck. How are you?
Chairman of Touch a Truck. Oh, I love the league. I love Touch a Truck. Jasmine, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. So happy to be here, and congratulations on your 100th episode.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, Jasmine, the league has been a major part of the show throughout the last 2 years. Y'all have been the number one guest, in the sense of y'all have been on more than any other guests. What's going on with Touch a Truck?
Oh, man. So we are coming back in person. This is our 7th year at the State Fairgrounds. March 26th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Children will be able to come out to the fairgrounds and play on the trucks again.
Wonderful.
We're so excited.
So we will be able, Jasmine, we will be able to touch a truck.
Yes, definitely. We'll be able to touch, explore, ask questions.
Awesome.
Be engaged. We have some new exhibitors this year, so if you're between the ages of 6 to 12 years, you want to be there this year.
Well, Jasmine, thank you so very much for supporting the Geaux Rouge show, and thank you for calling in. And shout out to any of the leaguers that are listening right now. Y'all have been amazing. I give y'all a hard time sometimes, but y'all are smart enough to know I really do care about you guys greatly, and I love the fact that you guys are empowering women, doing a tremendous amount of community service throughout not just Baton Rouge, but throughout Louisiana, whether it's the River Roads cookbooks, Touch a Truck, leadership training, holidays, all great stuff. So, Jasmine, thank you so much for the support, and thank you to the Junior League of Baton Rouge for being a big part of this show.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. Man, kicking things off with the Junior League of Baton Rouge, giving me a shout-out. Oh, my ego, like the Grinch's heart, it just grew 5 times. So, I get asked all the time, you're a criminal defense attorney. What is the deal with you doing Radio Geaux Rouge? What is that? How did that start?
Yeah.
So it started twofold. One, I was doing legal commentary on the radio for Talk 107.3, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I had done some legal commentary for WAFB, WBRZ, and NBC Fox. And so I felt comfortable doing radio and all that jazz. So it is a tale of ego, Brian Haldane. Several years ago, I got it under my brain that I wanted to be one of the elite 40 under 40 Baton Rouge Business Report folks.
Okay.
To date, they had never selected a criminal defense attorney before, and I was having difficulty. I had applied a few times, and I was running out of age time because you have to do it before you turn 40, obviously. So I was sitting there trying to figure out, what am I going to do to distinguish myself from the other attorneys in Baton Rouge that do what I do? And I came up with an idea of doing brunch reviews on social media, Baton Rouge brunches.
Okay.
Now, just buckle up here. So I had done a brunch review for the LSU Law Center, my alma mater. A lot of conversations about alma maters today. Shout out to the Catholic High Bears, state champions. That's my alma mater for high school. But anyways, so I had done a brunch review, a secret brunch review for the Law Center. They have a magazine, essentially like the Reveille, called The Civilian. And I really enjoyed doing it. So I did that, and I gained a following doing it. And then at some point, someone said, you're going to run out of, Brian, they said, you're going to run out of brunch places to do brunch reviews for.
Impossible.
Well, it became possible. So I went back to the drawing board, and I came up with this idea of Geaux Rouge, celebrating the best parts of Baton Rouge. People, places, things, businesses. It had no boundaries, right? It celebrated businesses. It celebrated people just doing cool stuff. So I set up this social media platform, right? In conjunction to that, we did some charity food events. We did such charity food events such as Mac and Cheese Fest. We did Wingamania. We did a whole bunch of different food festivals that raised money for charity. I love doing it, right? And I never thought it was going to morph or evolve into a radio show. Fast forward, I get selected to 40 under 40, and I'm loving life, right? Of course, 40 under 40 Franz Borchardt just makes sense, Brian. Just makes sense. So I got selected, and around that time, you and some other guys were like, hey, you ever thought about doing a radio show? And I was like, huh? Like a radio show about what? And Geaux Rouge kind of fit the bill. And around that time, Talk 107.3 was kind of changing up some of the formatting. And so I gave it a whirl. Now, my goal, Brian, and listeners out there, my goal was to do 50 episodes. I thought in my mind, if I could do 50 episodes, that would be 1 year. And to do something for a year, like a radio show, to me, constitutes a pretty big success, right? I will tell you, I have a great deal of respect for folks like Brian Haldane, Matt Moscona, Jay Ducote, who have to do radio every single day. I do a show once a week for 1 hour. You do, if you calculate it up, you do what, 18 hours a week just on your show?
15 on my show.
15 on your show.
3 hours a day times 5 days a week.
And then you do additional radio content, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I do 1 hour, and it's not easy. These are radio shows for anybody who's thinking about doing a podcast or a radio show. They're organic creatures. They have to breathe. They have to eat. They have to be fed. If you ever wonder, hey, why do I have sponsors for the show? It's not because I'm trying to, quote unquote, make money. It's because airtime costs money. So it's a living creature. Now, fast forward to the beginning of the pandemic. When did the pandemic start, Brian? It was
March of 2020, March 13th or 14th, I think, of 2020.
So the pandemic starts, and that changes everything. I went from a radio show to a Zoom podcast vlog. So yeah, it's been a while, right? I think we got a second caller calling in. Who do we got?
Well, yeah, but you were not going to finish your thought?
I just did, kind of.
Oh.
I'll go back to my thought. Who we got calling in?
We got Ross up next.
Oh, Ross Rushing, Improv Fest, baby. Hey, Ross, what's going on, bud?
Good morning, Franz!
Hey, man. How's it going? Thank you for calling in and supporting the show. So for those who don't know, Ross is heavily involved with improv and the Improv Festival, right? The Louisiana Improv Festival.
Yeah.
Y'all did one during the pandemic, and in fact, you have another one coming up, right?
We do. But man, before I say anything about that, just congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
100 episodes. That is a fantastic accomplishment. You are bringing a lot of good things to the city and giving a lot of people some voices. So, congratulations, my friend. That's a big deal.
Thank you. And look, I wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't for folks like you doing great stuff in the city. So, okay. Yeah. So I attended the first festival. I attended the first Improv Festival, which Brian Haldane, if you're listening, you need to get Ross and the troupe on. They're doing a improv festival again, part 2. It'll be in person this time around, or it's going to be virtual?
Yeah. So we are so super excited. So our CEO, Brett Duggan, also heads the Baton Rouge Acting Studio and the Baton Rouge Improv Festival. We are back at it and ready to do it again. This year's festival is going to go April 20th to April 24th. We are going to be at LSU this year. They have given us use of the theater there. We are super excited.
When you say theater, Swine Palace or the theater connected to the music building?
Theater connected to the music building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I have a lot of memories in that place. We're not going to talk about them on the. We're not going to talk about it on the air, but.
Well, we're hoping to make a lot more that weekend. So
awesome.
It's going to be
clean
good,
memories.
Man.
Clean memories.
We're very excited. Yeah, look, we had such success even in a pandemic riddled event last year. We were still able to do live shows, stream shows. This year's going to be all live. We are working on some fantastic performers. Obviously, we can always use the help, but good news for us this year, we are officially a 501c3 designated nonprofit. Awesome. So if you want to donate, you want to help us out, you can go to www.batonrougeimprovfest.com. There's a way to donate through there. You can find us on Facebook at Baton Rouge Improv Festival, and we've got a fantastic YouTube channel, Baton Rouge Improv Festival. Subscribe there and look for all kind of content from last year. Plus some really good previews of what we're going to be doing this year. So super excited, man. Ross, it's going to be another great year.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to connect you later with Haldane so that you can possibly come on his show as well. So Ross Rushing, thank you so much, bud.
Hey, man. Love you, Franzi. Absolutely.
Love you too, bud.
Thank you, man. You've done a great thing with the show, and we just appreciate you.
All right, bud. So that was Ross Rushing. We were talking to him about Improv Fest. Do we have another call in? Or are we? Oh, goodness. Who's calling in?
I believe she said Elsie Dunbar.
Oh, Elsie Dunbar. I know Elsie Dunbar. Hey, Elsie, what's going on?
Hi, Franz. How are you?
So, what brings you here?
I am calling in about the Junior League Women's Leadership Conference.
Oh, my goodness. Our second league call today. All right. So, talk to me about the Leadership Conference. I love the virtual one. Give me the deets.
So next year we are going back to an in-person format.
Wonderful.
It will be held March 11th from 7:30 to 1:30 p.m. at the Hilton Baton Rouge downtown. And we have an amazing conference or luncheon style format for everyone to engage and anticipate. Anticipate for next March. We are, of course, we have B1 as our presenting
B1
sponsor
Bank.
again.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
I said B1 Bank.
Yes. And so we have B1 Bank as our presenting sponsor again. And we also have our keynote speaker.
Who's your
booked
keynote?
and confirmed.
Okay.
And so, if you'd like, I could share that information
Yes.
with you.
Alcee, I'm ready. Talk to me. Who you got?
We have Erin Andrews.
Oh, cool.
Who will be our keynote speaker next year. And if you know anything about Erin, she's an American sportscaster and television personality. With ESPN, and
nice.
also from Dancing from the Stars as well.
So I need a favor, Alcee.
What is that?
So I have some books that I purchased last year that Laura Sue. That's right. I'm calling Laura Sue out. Laura Sue was supposed to bring me and get me signed books from your last keynote speaker. So if Laura's listening, I love my books. I wish I had them. No, I'm just joking. So if I want to sign up for leadership, where would I go? How would I do it? And it's not just for women, right? Men can attend this.
Yes,
too.
it's for men, and we would love to have you as an ally sponsor this coming year. We would love to have Geaux Rouge as an ally sponsor.
I like it.
As a sponsor, but as a male ally sponsor.
Yeah,
How about that? And then maybe you could challenge your other male counterparts or friends to be ally sponsors as well.
So sponsoring Junior League events helps not only put on the event, but also helps support a wonderful women's organization that helps provide service to the community, leadership training to its members, great events and programs such as Holidays, Leadership Conference. Alcee, thank you so much for calling in, and I will definitely do my part and spread the word to the ladies that if they want to come on the future episodes,
sure.
101, 102, you guys are always welcome.
Sure. We'll be back to talk more about the conference and our amazing keynote speakers. Our breakout session speakers that we're going to have and all the good things that we're going to have planned for you guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Man, for all, there are a lot of leaguers that think that I don't like the Junior League. You seen this love that we're sharing here? We're having
I don't understand how anybody would think you don't like Junior League, though.
I think it's
literal obsession.
I am. The only thing I care about more than Junior League is Shaq. If I could have gotten Shaq in the first 100, that would have been a major achievement. If you're just now tuning in, this is episode 100. We're just doing something a little different. We're chatting with people calling in. We are sharing the story of Geaux Rouge. So,
you started in with
pandemic, right?
Right.
I thought I'm cruising along. I'm doing episodes. The pandemic hits, and there was obviously some security and health protocols that 107.3 and Guarantee Broadcasting initiated. We continued the show on Zoom, Brian, and we did it several months. We did that, and then slowly but surely we reintegrated back into radio. Over 100 episodes. I will tell you, it is. People don't realize this. They jokingly say to me, "How do you juggle everything you do?" And I always kind of smile and say, I don't know how I do it either, because I'm a working attorney. I work 5 days a week, although people might not guess I do. I work 5 days a week, sometimes on the weekends. After I get done doing the radio show, I go to my office and do more work. And so it's hard telling judges sometimes, Brian, hey, I can't come in to court on Friday because I got to host my own radio show. Sometimes things come up and we don't have an episode for particular weeks, and we try to play catch up on it. But it's been an amazing experience. I will tell you, I learned a lot about organization and coordinating content. I thought it would just be easy finding guests and just filling up space. The hardest thing is people have schedules and lives, right?
Right.
And so the hardest thing to deal with is the person that texts you 30 minutes before your show starts and says, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
And you're like, pardon? No, I can't make it. Or can I call in? And I'm like, I don't want you to call in. I want you to be here. So yeah, that's what it's been like. So what else? What else do we need to talk about, Brian?
Well, no, go back to the pandemic, because at the beginning of the pandemic, you talked about the Zoom end of this, which was one end of it. But the other end of this that I think you're just glossing over, which was the bigger end, was when you launched this show, there was supposed to be features for every event that's out there, like your Mac and Cheese Fest that you did Wingamania right before the pandemic started. If you lose all the fairs and festivals and fundraisers and everything else, where does Geaux Rouge go?
So what was difficult was we were averaging 2 to 3 events per year, plus we did a lot of in-kind sponsorship with other events. And for those who don't know, in-kind sponsorship is, for example, Junior League may make Geaux Rouge a sponsor to help promote. I was doing weekly Sullivan's, or almost every other week. I was doing Knockout Thursdays or Tuesdays at Sullivan's. Of course, that's the other thing we need to talk a minute about. When I started the show, I was knee-deep in alcoholism, and I got sober over the course of the pandemic and that. So, but yeah, we couldn't do in-persons at events. We couldn't do anything. Everything was shut down.
Right.
Which, of course, also took a toll on sponsorships because everybody, their purse strings got a little tightened. So we continued the best way we could. So what I tried to do was everybody was pivoting. Everybody was trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to stay relevant and pertinent? We saw a lot of virtual events. I immediately pivoted and figured out how to do the show on Zoom and Facebook Live. Brian was smart enough to figure out how to take that recording. And if you listen to some of the episodes in that time period, not exactly best quality.
No.
Not exactly. But it's okay.
It got done.
It got done. That was, yeah. So, look, it has been a fun experience. I will say there are things I definitely would do differently. Because these things evolve. Like, this show is an organic creature. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
So one of the things I would do differently is I would like to have recurring guests that come on like once a month or, whatever. I think that would be fun. I think that would just make it. I would also like to delegate, like Helen Frank is an example. Poor Helen, she was going to be on today. She had pneumonia. So Helen Frank, for Frank's Sake, is a sketch that we do or a segment we do regularly. So it's been a blast, though. Who we got? We got a call? We got time for a call?
We're going to get in one more call before we take a break. We got Carson up next.
Carson, what's going on, buddy?
Yep.
Congratulations on your 100th episode.
Thank you, Carson. Carson Marcantel is one of my closest friends-in-law. He is one of my mentors. He's actually running for city court judge. Go vote for Carson this weekend. Saturday's voting. Carson, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine. Just doing some last-minute campaign things, of course.
So for those who don't know, Carson and Brian Haldane is producing today. Carson and I tried and handled a case that you're familiar with, the Jace Crahan case. So that's one of the cases I got to work with Carson on. Carson is one of the smartest, and this is a lot for me to say this because my ego is vast. Carson is one of the smartest human beings I know. He has absolutely taught me a lot about practicing law. Carson, man, I'm so glad you called in. Everything's going well with the family?
Yeah, very blessed, very thankful. Looking forward to the end of the election and then finally maybe enjoying Christmas.
Well, no one deserves a break better than you. You're a hardworking dude. The folks over at your building, Stephen Moore, Lisa, and all of them, to give them a shout out for me. And Carson, thank you so much for calling in.
Well, you're very welcome, Franz. Good luck, and I look forward to calling in on the 200th episode, my friend.
Awesome, Carson. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
I mean, we're on YouTube on Friday, but you realize when this airs for the first time, it's going to be the middle of runoff election day on Saturday.
I was aware.
So, Carson not even getting in a get out and vote there or nothing.
I got to get out and vote. If
you got to get out and vote.
Well, so look, Carson, this is not a political show, but I clearly support Carson Marcantel. He is one of my closest friends, and I do think you need to get out and vote tomorrow if you're listening on YouTube. We're about to take our first break, so if you're listening and you want to call in, we have another half of the show left. This is episode 100, Geaux Rouge Show. Tune back in a couple minutes. All right, so we're still on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, it says only one person's listening on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. That's okay. So I've been learning a lot about this as I've moved my show from Facebook to YouTube. That means there's only one subscriber viewing right now. That is not telling you how many people are actually viewing. I did some experiments to learn about this.
Okay, so that makes me feel better.
Yes,
that does That does make me feel better.
I have YouTube open on this side,
so
it's not logged in.
So if you're listening on YouTube right now, feel free to call in, or if you got a show topic in the future, www.info@geauxrouge.com. We're going to come back in about a couple of seconds. Brian, you've been here for most of these episodes.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of the craziest episode we've ever had, like the one that went off rails. The one there's been some ones that I really enjoyed. I did. If Adonica, Tatiana, and Lindsay are listening, one of the episodes I did were of 3 good friends that were runners.
Yes.
And that was actually a remote one. I did that on Facebook Live, and you actually pulled that off. And then I did is it the baby cakes? Yeah, the baby cakes episode was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
So the other side of this is you'll notice that sometimes I like to indulge in very attractive, cute, single chicks, or women. They're not called chicks. Women. Yeah, I joke. I kid. I don't do that. Equal opportunity, man. I have just as many guys on as I have women. I love the
I
ladies.
thought you were going to say something very sexist.
I know. I didn't. So we're about to come back. You ready to come back? Let's come on back. Let's finish this off.
Yeah. Let me pull up some music.
All I do is win. So you know what horrible song has been stuck in my head? I Understood the Assignment. Oh, God, it sucks.
You're not on TikTok, are you?
I'm on TikTok only in so much as I watch videos that are in the metaverse.
Yeah. Very few attorneys in Baton Rouge are actually utilizing TikTok. You could be utilizing TikTok.
I could be utilizing it for Geaux Rouge. I could be how do you utilize it as a criminal defense attorney?
Look up Ryan Chenevere.
I know Ryan very well. I've been watching.
Okay.
I've been watching.
He's doing a great job on TikTok.
He's starting to do criminal related things for metrics, or he's doing criminal law. I don't know which.
He's answering questions. What?
I like Ryan. Ryan's a good dude.
One of the best around. Hang tight.
All right, welcome to the second segment of episode 100. This is your host, Franz Borkhardt. You're listening to the Geaux Rouge radio show. For those watching on YouTube live right now, for those listening on Talk 107.3, welcome back. Listen, before we jump into the segment, I want to thank our show sponsors. These guys have been with us for the long haul. We've got La Divina Italian Cafe, serving select wines, ice-cold beer, plus their exclusive sorbet mimosa. Dr. G, Dr. Gunja Reyna, Concierge Medicine, www.drreyna.com. And then last but not least, the Borkhardt Law Firm. So listen, we've done this for 100 episodes. 100 episodes. I have recorded an episode live from Disney. I don't know if you remember that or not, Brian. I was in Disney World. It was during the freeze, in fact, the frost freeze. Frost freeze is not right, just a freeze. I have recorded during a pandemic. If you have show topic ideas, email me at info@geauxrouge.com. I'll make sure the show happens. And then lastly, if you want to catch any of our 100 episodes, you can either go to our YouTube channel, The Geaux Rouge Show, on YouTube, or you can go to www.geauxrouge.com, and you can watch all our episodes on demand. In fact, I think you can even watch the episodes from Talk 107.3, if I'm not mistaken, Brian.
Yes, as soon as I'm allowed to share again. Yeah. I've got issues. So for this episode, we're doing some stuff a little different. We are doing not a best of, but more so we're taking calls in. We're talking about how we kind of got to where we got. And for those who don't know, look, my day job is I am a criminal defense attorney. I do federal and state criminal defense. I do city court. I do a lot of legal commentary on WAFB, WBRZ, and Talk 107.3. I mean, I'm on Talk 107.3 at least twice a week, if not once a week, with Brian Haldane.
Yes. It's just a matter of time before I weasel my way into doing ESPN legal commentary whenever they have topics, which, by the way, planting that seed, Brian Haldane, talk to the boys. I want to do legal commentary whenever they have sports-related. I know enough law that deals with sports.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I've been doing this radio show for about 2 years now. And there have been some highs. There have been some lows. There have been things that I thought were going to not be overly exciting that were some of the best episodes I've ever done. I will tell you that the episode with the baby cakes that we recorded at Brouhaha was one of my favorite episodes. When we do episodes where people come together and form little tribes, and those tribes allow for growth, self-growth, whether it's leadership, community involvement, I have had the fun of doing stuff I never thought I would do. I helped run and organize a 5K that Geaux Rouge was one of the co-founders for in Mid-City that helped fight breast cancer with American Cancer Society. One of the things that happens when you host a radio show, Brian, and you know this, is you grow as a human being. You change. Years pass and things change. I have gone through a physical metamorphosis. Lost 100 pounds, right?
Yes.
So if you're looking at me now, if you look at some of the first episodes, I look physically different. I have leaned into my addiction issues. So if you listen to some of the first episodes, there's a good chance that I was knee-deep in alcoholism at that point. Now, I will say, if you're seeing me in a radio studio, generally speaking, I was not drinking back then. If you saw me recording an episode at Sullivan's, I was absolutely drinking, if not hammered.
Slightly different story.
Yeah. So I got sober at the beginning of the pandemic, and I'm leading. Guys, look, this is not the first time. If you listen to me, this is not the first time I've talked about this. But I got sober during the pandemic, and when we were doing episodes, there was some rough episodes back then because it was like I wasn't in a good place emotionally. I was going through some stuff. And so powering through those episodes, it really helped a lot. So now what's interesting is generally my law world and the Geaux Rouge show don't generally collide. I think we've had a few lawyers as guests on, Winston DeQueer from LSU. We've had Stephanie Poza. We've had lawyer sponsors of the show. So yeah, what are you you're making?
Thinking up future guests.
Who you want on here?
Well, we don't have to hash this out in real time.
I would love to have a barely legal segment with the Geaux Rouge show. No, that's probably not going to go over.
Wow.
Gordy's not going to.
You know what? I'm
that.
definitely going to stuff my idea down.
I
now
bet you're going to stuff
until after we're off the air. Considering who I was thinking of as soon as you mentioned the situation at LSU. Time for a report card. So.
So I try not to get into. Okay, that's the other thing. So one of the reasons I was morbidly obese is because I loved to eat food. I was a foodie beyond foodie, right? Back in the day, if you were paying attention to the Geaux Rouge page and to the Instagram, it was a lot of food, a lot of booze. And I will tell you that getting my life in order and getting it healthy meant not as much foodiness. But I will tell you, we had some fun, man. We did some crossover stuff, small sliders, and the slider eating competition.
I forgot about that.
So I'm an attention-seeking child, and sometimes I like to write checks my body can't cash. And I may have made the comment. This was before or during the Fat Boy 50.
Which iteration of the Fat Boy 50?
So I think we were. This is between weight loss competitions with you and I.
Yeah.
I made the comment that I could eat. 20 small sliders?
Yes.
And
I believe you said more than that, but I talked you down to 20.
Yeah. So
you said I could knock down 2 dozen, no problem.
How many did I eat before I got sick? And I tapped out. I was like 16, 17 in, right?
You were 17 and a half.
Right. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride with the Geaux Rouge show. I will tell you, one of the things that I did to get started into this world was, and it's funny because someone asked me, speaking of food, someone asked me, you used to put on food events. Like I have under my resume, I've put on food festivals. Now, the food festivals, to be clear, not like festivals like strawberry festivals. They were very well-controlled, burned events where we would raise money for charity. It would generally be at a beautiful outdoors facility, whether it's Perkins Row, whether it was at the Baton Rouge Gallery. We did the Tin Roof was the host for the Chicken Wing Festival. By the way, is my favorite, hands down, my favorite event.
It was fantastic.
So the formula behind. Let's talk about the food events, and these were all Geaux Rouge related events, right? So the food events were a simple formula. I went to restaurants and I said, look, we're doing a charity event. You can come out, cook some wings, cook some mac and cheese, cook whatever the event was. We'll buy a ticket. You can buy a ticket. All the proceeds were going to charity for the most part. And I would get all the food donated. So like for the Chicken Wing Festival, the chicken wings were donated. So all they had to do is pay for, the vendors had to pay for the competitors. All they had to do, Brian, is they had to supply the sauces and the labor and all that. But man, the funniest was, though, what I learned was you throw a burger event, a hamburger event. You throw a hamburger event, and you'll get emails like, "Hey, I'm a vegetarian. I don't really eat meat. Is there going to be something out there for me?" Or I'm gluten intolerant, and I know you're running this mac and cheese event. Is there going to be gluten-free noodles? Or, hey, it's not all you can eat chicken wings. No, it's not all you can eat chicken wings, although it really did become all you could eat chicken wings.
It really was, yeah.
So explaining to people, you have 20 vendors, and you get 40 wings if you do one pass-through, two wings from each vendor. And they're like, so I only get 40 wings? And you're like, potting to knock yourself out.
Right.
You learn a lot, though, right? You learn a lot about doing events. You learn a lot about personalities of people. But what I loved was it helped connect people to restaurants and vendors and personalities that they never would have been connected to but for we did these events. It helped get awareness out. Look, I am the first to tell you I was not well prepared to do these food events. And luckily, they all went out great.
As you grew in them, though,
right.
is when we hit the pandemic and they all had to hit the back burner, no pun intended, and now we have an opportunity.
So Laura Sue, one of my good friends who works for New Schools for Baton Rouge, in fact, emailed me or texted me this morning saying, hey, when are we doing Wingamania again? And I'm like, is it safe? Do you think it's, April. I mean, listen, do you think it's safe for us to do a large-scale food event?
Is it safe?
So part of the issue was not, when I say safe, part of the issue, understand, reminding everybody, for those who don't do events and event planning, reminding everybody it wasn't just the safety protocols, it was also not wanting to come across as tone deaf. There were a lot of people having issues. There were a lot of businesses that were going under. There were a lot of people that were not working before they got their paychecks to not work. And so part of the issue was, you would plan an event because we were in phase whatever, and then we would go back or something would happen, and then you had to delay it. So I think we're safe. I think even with Omicron out there, I think we're safe to where if I said, hey, we're doing a food event in April, we could do it.
Okay. Are we safe? April 30th, 100,000 plus people will be in Tiger Stadium to watch Garth Brooks. If that's safe, then Wingamania 2 is safe.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying my wing event is going to be on par with Garth Brooks.
No. And if you want, I can adopt a new DJ name of Goth Brooks and play nothing but emo stuff. No? Okay.
Please no.
Okay.
You did DJ. Brian Haldane did DJ the Wingamania at shout out to Tin Roof for hosting that event. So
if not for Wingamania, I don't even know that Chow Yum Fat would have wings, and they ended up winning.
So the other fun thing was, you throw these events, and then people are like, when are you going to throw a vegetable festival? When are you going to throw a vegan festival? Which is funny because I am a pescatarian.
Yeah.
I eat very little red meat. I eat very little poultry. I eat very little pork. For the most part, I eat fish. Do we get a caller calling in?
We do.
Okay. So yeah. So my point is I think we're going to be having food events again, Brian. I think I would love to do that. The radio allows us to have a platform for that, as well as for advertising other events. So that being said, if you're tuning in to Geaux Rouge, you can call in. You can call in to 225-499-1073. If you're listening on the radio, don't call in because we'll have already recorded the episode in advance. So who we got?
We got Julie calling in from the Junior League.
Another Junior Leaguer.
Got a threefer on the Junior League today.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, who's this?
This is Julie Nolan with the Junior League of Baton Rouge's Diaper Bank.
Oh, Julie, calling in for Diaper Bank. Talk to me. Julie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you so much for calling in. Talk to us about Diaper Bank.
I wanted to thank you so much for your support of Junior League and the Diaper Bank and having us on the show and bringing awareness to diaper need in the Baton Rouge area.
Absolutely. You're very welcome.
We're so lucky to have you as an ally and supporter.
Dude, that really means a lot to me. Thank you guys. And look, candidly, thank you guys for finding needs and addressing them. The Diaper Bank is a wonderful event. So thank you so much for calling in, Julie. And you guys are always going to be on my mind in terms of helping you guys out in whatever way we can help out. So certainly hit me up when you guys are doing the event again. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Man, Junior League of Baton Rouge. Dude, I've got friends that are super close to me that haven't called in yet.
Junior League's in 3 times.
Threesome with Junior League. I didn't mean that the way it sounded. Maybe I did. Maybe I don't think I did. It just goes to show you, man. Just goes to show you who your real friends are. No, I'm joking. Right. I'm joking. I don't. And so you're the credit goes to Brian Haldane for the call-in concept because that makes me doing call-ins makes me very uneasy because
why?
It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
This is what radio is all about, man. I mean,
do you get a lot of call-ins?
So I stopped doing call-ins on the morning show.
Okay.
Actually, I stopped it in my first stint at Guarantee from doing call-ins, and I don't miss it. But this is different. This is celebratory. This isn't like, you know.
So the other thing is YouTube has kind of made the call-in concept obsolete.
Right.
Right. So you can have someone who's watching on YouTube. They can comment on YouTube, and you can address that.
Right.
And if they say something asinine, you can just keep it moving. So I don't know. I will say this. It has been a blast. If you ever have an opportunity to do your own radio show, and I don't mean that the way it just sounds, but people ask me all the time about doing a radio show. I tell them it's a lot of work, and I only do it 1 episode a week. So I'm not complaining when I say it's a lot of work. It's a reality. It is a lot of work. I am blessed in the sense that, 1, I'm a talker, so I talk way more than I should, and 2, I can examine witnesses, so the prep time for me is not terrible. Once I figure out who a guest is, I look up on their bio, and I figure out the who, what, where, when, and how questions, and it's very straightforward and easy. The other thing is once you start with 2 years of having a show, so for example, holidays. You know what the talking points are for holidays because they've been on the show for 2 times, or you've gone to the event. So yeah, long story made short, if you're tuning in, you're listening to episode 100 of the Geaux Rouge radio show. No set of steak knives from Guarantee Broadcasting.
No, we don't do that.
So you've had some different radio concepts over your career.
Yes.
Right. You've been in radio for how long?
I have been in radio for 18 years now. Or this is my 18th year.
So do you remember when you hit like milestones that you thought were impressive in terms of your career?
I legit don't remember any of them.
I mean, you're in the you have to be in the thousands?
Oh God, yeah.
Every 3 years you're gonna, if you do one show a day, every 3 years you're hitting like 900-ish.
Right.
I mean,
you got to subtract 100 days out for the weekends.
Whatever.
So
whatever.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting the extra stuff you do.
Well, no, I don't. Like Jay will talk about what episode number he's on, and I legit don't know. My milestones are probably something different. So
what would you define a milestone with? Getting a particular guest, like the guy who did Qbert?
Yeah, the inventor of Qbert. That's a big thing.
That's a big one.
No, I legit don't know. Like, I mean, we got 3 LAB awards over there for election
subtle.
Coverage.
Yeah, very good, very good.
What?
Very subtle.
What?
There's 3 of them?
Yes, there's 3 of them right there in the row.
All right. Right.
Or it's I don't know. I haven't counted.
So
my
episodes. I thought having Coach Mulkey on
was pretty big.
That was a big achievement.
Really big
for me.
get.
I would like to get Shaq. That's right. I'd like to get Big Diesel on the show. Although I don't know how to really frame. I mean, we're just being vulnerable here. We can be honest. I don't know how to frame getting him on the show, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what direction.
So we could talk after the show. There are angles to where you can get him, but it's also like it's not going to be a full segment. it'd be like a 5-minute hit instead of a 22-minute segment. But it's for you, I would think the benchmarks, and we're again, pandemic affected all this. But for you, Geaux Rouge is about celebrating Baton Rouge and about lifting Baton Rouge up and making our community better through different nonprofits or charitable works or different organizations. For you, I would think the benchmark would be seeing that check handed over at the end of, I'll use yours again, Wingamania, or at the end of one of the Junior Leagues events when you see how much is, or at the end of a Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, where you see the check handed over, you say, I was a part of getting this done.
So part of the fun is so how do I put this? When you have a radio show, it is amazing to be able to supply a vehicle to communicate good events, especially for underrepresented and underpromoted events.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. It is a phenomenal feeling to have somebody on and to share that story. It's very cool to sponsor stuff. It's very cool to see the check being passed on. It is, despite the joking about how large my ego and how egotistical I am, it's also very nice to see other people be in the spotlight. So one of the subtleties of the show is, if you think about it, I'm celebrating other people.
Yes.
One of the only reasons I do the show is because I don't, as big as my ego is, and I am a whore. I am a whore. A media whore, not like a literal whore.
Right.
One of the reasons I continue to do the show is because it's really not about me. It's about other people, art, music, food, charity. Because if it was just me talking once a week about me, that would get very old very quickly.
Well, and so we really have to open up then a little bit, if you're willing to. Then that's the difference between Franz and the character of Franz.
Correct.
There's the you playing into you is the launching pad for everybody that sits in that other chair.
It is all an act.
It's fun and a shtick, and don't ever let it go. But at the end of the day, it is about having Latco on. I wouldn't know who Latco was. Baton Rouge Bourbon Society got a lot of exposure here.
So one of the conflicts I have, and if we're being open and honest, I don't know how much time we have. So one of the tenets of recovery is you got to be humble. You got to use humility. And I will tell you, one of the things I legitimately and honestly struggled with was I was going to give up being on media, period, because I didn't know if it was good for my well-being. It wasn't good. You're making faces. I'm telling you, I really struggled with it because how are you a humble person, or how do you become more modest and humble by being essentially me on the radio once a week or doing a radio show? The conclusion I came to, though, was, well, the Geaux Rouge show really is about other people.
Right.
So it's not about me. Now, it is to some degree. Let's just be honest. Whether it's your show or this show, there is a certain act element to it, right? I can poke fun at the Junior League of Baton Rouge and make comments about them, being an Illuminati, if you will. But the truth of the matter is I care about them and I love them. And entertainment is entertainment, right?
Yes. Well, it's like an Instagram filter.
Right.
It's still a picture of what's there. It's just enhanced a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chelsea Barano is a good example. Having Chelsea on doing the You're Not Alone project. That was something that I really, really loved. Having Pastor Terry Ellis, Dr. Ellis, on talking about chrysalis and interventions. I had Hiller Moore on my show, the district attorney, talking about truce and things like that. I will tell you, the best episodes are really the ones where I get out of the way, and if I can get out of the way, and it's tough. It's tough sometimes, and especially if it's a topic that you're really animated about.
Yeah.
Now, I will say the easy thing is the Geaux Rouge show is not expose radio. So generally, if you're on the show, it's to make the person the feature and to make what they're doing showcased, and it's not like for example, if I'm on Talk 107.3 on Legally Served, and we are going at it on a legal topic, it might be combative, although it's really not combative. But we may get into it, right? We may disagree fundamentally.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah. So that all being said, it has been, despite what you might think, you can be humble and be on the radio at the same time. Now, I'm still not comfortable. I am absolutely not comfortable with being called a radio personality. I don't think I've earned that. I am also very uneasy. I was talking to my doctor about this today. I'm uneasy when people walk up to me in grocery stores and talk to me like they know me.
Yeah, there is no getting around that. There's no getting. That's just always uncomfortable, no matter what.
It is. In my last 30 seconds, I'll say it's one thing. It's a difficult thing for me to deal with, especially when I have my son with me, and it just feels weird. But that being said, it's also a blessing, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to have the platform I have to help folks, businesses, artists promote themselves and promote what they're doing, such as the Junior League. So we're about out of time for this 100th episode. It's been fun. It's been different. It's been fun. We're going to take the rest of the year off. So next 2 weeks we'll take off, and then we're going to come back strong 2022. For those listening, Franz Borkhardt, Geaux Rouge Show, episode 100. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you after the first of the year.